Hello everyone, my name is Blue Rain, and recently I released an album called Now I Exist. It was a 10-month project, a 10-month production project cycle. It was a lot of fun, had a lot of ups and downs, but in the end I managed to get it out there, and the response has been insane. I want to do a video like this for a while where I really break down the project files of each song on the album or just a song in general, go through my thought process and how the song is structured, all the elements and whatnot. So that's what this video is going to be. So this is the project file for Foolish Brother, or New Metal Idea, which is this project file's temporary placeholder name. The BPM is 150 beats per minute, and it's clocking in at about a little over 4 minutes. So, I think the first thing you're gonna notice about my Reaper is that I color code all of my tracks, and I also put them in their own individual buses. The color coding is personal preference. I actually got that from GarageBand because back when I used GarageBand, I would record guitar through my Blue Yeti. Or my through my Blue Yeti, and microphone tracks would be this kind of teal color. Microphone recordings would be teal. Interface recordings, or DIs, would be this kind of deep blue, and then MIDI would be green. In this case, I would mainly use drums with MIDI. So I color code my drums green. So guitar, all guitar is teal. Bass, because Fields, I started recording my bass through an interface, and it came out this blue color. Bass is blue, drums are green. Vocals are all red. My MIDI bus tracks, or tracks in the MIDI bus, tracks that use MIDI, are kind of this like a magenta. And then the sound effects are yellow, and then sends, if there are any, they'd usually be down here, and they would be like a pink color. So let's get started first with the guitar. So my guitar tone is all throughout the album. It uses the blue guitar. It uses the factory metal rhythm preset with maybe a little bit of tweaking, but it's basically the same thing. Maybe there's some adjustments in the cab or the pedal. I don't think there's a lot of change, but I'm pretty sure it's literally just metal rhythm. Or no, it's Metal Rhythm 1. And that's literally what I use for guitar. That's my guitar tone on Archetype Nolly, by the way, on Archetype Nolly. I use Archetype Nolly. I use Amp Sims now, and Archetype Nolly was just like a super consistent sound that I really fell in love with. I used to use Amped Roots, which is actually on the intro track. Sounds like this. Sick new metal riff that I came up with a little while after listening to what's it called? That song by Linkin Park off of the 20th anniversary of Meteora. Fighting Myself. Very inspired by Fighting Myself, but the intro actually uses my old guitar setup. So we have Amped Roots here. Still love this plugin. It's really good. And the Roots one is free. I actually bought this. But Roots is free. So if you want an immediately good, really good guitar tone, get Roots. If I take off like the radio EQ, like there's a lot of low end rumble, but you can cut it out, and it's a really cool, really cool tone. In fact, I might be able to show, yeah, something like that. But yeah, that was my original tone. But I just radio filtered it as the lead into the song. Kind of like a... Always record 2 guitar tracks, pan them left to right. That's how you get that big sound. I'm not sure why all the tracks are this weird, like, connected thing. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, so there's a total of 5 distorted guitar tracks. We have the main... the full, like, Archetype Nolly sound. Then there's this one down here. I seem to have a problem with when I palm mute stuff, where it just kind of takes over, like, the higher low end. And also just the volume in general. It seems louder than everything else. So these are actually tuned. Actually brought down a little bit more, a decibel plus a little bit more than the regular guitars on Foolish Brother, which are actually at negative 0.75. I think across the entire record, I started having my guitars at -1, just to bring them down a little bit and have a little bit more space for the other instruments to shine. But yeah, we got the main riff, then the verse, and then these beautiful chords that I love playing. Even though I can never seem to make them like less muddy. Just repeating that, then the super cool. Super sick. And bass. Super simple. I'm not the best bassist, so I just play root notes. And you can notice I actually have two bass tracks. So I have one that's going through an amplifier, or an amp sim. This is my EQ, by the way. Oh yeah, this is my, hang on. This is my regular guitar EQ. Cutting, sharp cut at 100. A little bit of a cut here. Just boosting some high frequencies up here, then cutting out everything above 8,500 hertz. Just to keep space for, like, you know, some cymbals and whatnot. Then bass. I know my bass EQ looks fucking insane. I used a cheat sheet to make this, and this is standard. I'm getting all of the big explanation stuff done right now because all of this is going to be consistent throughout the entire album. I rely heavily on standards. But yeah. Amped bass. This is the Amped Roots company, ML Sound Labs. Love them. I use the drums too. They're essentials pack. But this is amped bass. I use amped bass rack. No, I think I use like a preset here. I don't remember which one I used. It might have been. Fuck, I don't know. But I guess I switched it to the amped bass rack. With this is the pedal board, noise gate compressor. That's about it. And then after the EQ, I'm adding saturation, just a little bit low on the low end. And then saturating the high end a little bit. And then I'm also compressing it. And that's the amped track. We also have a DI. So I'll play them side by side. This is the amped bass. Pretty smooth. Kind of gritty, like kind of distorted. Not by much. And then I have the DI there just to add a little bit of character. With the amp at -9 and the DI at -12. This is what the DI looks like. Cutting out everything below 400 hertz, get rid of all that low end, and boosting at around 4,200 hertz right here, just for a little bit of high end. I'm also saturating it with Softtube's free saturation knob, which is just a saturation knob. I could have just used any saturation, but I chose this one just for fun. That's my bass tone. And they will work together. Oh, I forgot about the clean. So there's a clean bit in this guitar, in this track. It's kind of difficult to hear because it's kind of buried. But I have two clean guitar tracks. What am I using here? I'm using, SS11X by Mercurial. This is a really cool little amp sim that I found by watching this one guy try to like replicate the Architect's production style. Made in Russia. Super cool. Just, you know, randomly select an IR, have the noise gate, and then I'm just EQing it, getting rid of the low end, some mud, boosting some highs, and cutting off everything above apparently 8,600. I don't know why I did that, but yeah. And then adding that delay to get that super sweet dotted eighths sound. And you can hear that in the second verse whenever Black and Blue comes in with his verse. Kind of hidden in the background, but it's there. Kind of adds a little bit of ambience, kind of adds a little bit of wavering tension, especially when Blackened comes in with those screams whenever the riff comes back in. Yeah. Before we get to vocals, let's really quickly talk about my sub drop, which is all over The album. Super simple. It's made using I think Joey Sturgis Tones' Sub Destroyer. And just like on the trigger preset, I have the standard. It adds that extra punch. Super easy. I'm just EQing it a tiny bit, get it brick walling 25 hertz, cutting everything above, and then just a little bit of a low end cut here. And then apparently I apparently have a limiter on it. I don't know what the fuck that limiter's gonna do, but go off. Before we get to the drums, this is the drum MIDI. This is what I programmed to be the drums later on whenever I would mix them properly. So here they are. I don't stitch them all together. I have them all in sections. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This is I don't know what this is. I don't know. But yeah, I just keep it up here just in case I ever need it. There's also a piano in this song. Just a little section here to go into the breakdown. And it uses a plugin called the Mini Grand by Air. Yeah, Air Music Technology or whatever their name is. I got this plus 2 other Air plugins for free whenever I bought my Akai MIDI controller. I think it's the Mark III. It's a very popular one. But I bought it to put on my desk, and I actually played it a little bit. I'm not a piano player, but yeah, I really like this piano plugin. Maybe I should probably get something a little bit better. Like I was thinking about getting Addictive Keys, but I mean this works just fine for me. It's definitely piano. Compressing it just a little bit, and then this is my EQ, cutting out all the low end again, and then apparently really boosting the highs, then cutting out at 9,000. All right, finally, let's talk about the drums. So I use ML Sound Labs Essentials drum kit. It was 40 euros, and I really like how it sounds. I'm pretty sure I used a preset called like Low or something low. Modern Low. I think it's called Modern Low, but I tweaked it a little bit to have like either the snare or a kick from a different preset. And then I'd split it all. I started doing this for this album. I would split all of the individual tracks into their own thing. If you look on the side here, kick M, snare M, toms S. That stands for mono and stereo, just to remind myself how to render each. It's probably unpopular to render toms as stereo, just all the toms in one, but it was convenient, and it sounds fine. Like that sounds fine to me. Kick. Very there, like very just. And that's what I wanted. Like I combined 2 presets to keep this kick or the snare. I don't remember which one. But it's so fucking low. Here's the EQ for it, cutting out everything under 65, compressing it. Then I'm also clipping it so that it doesn't fuck with the limiter on the master track. Snare. And that's just like the snare by itself. This is what the EQ looks like. Cutting out all the low end because it was just not fun. And then there's this stupid ring that was happening there. So I just EQ'd it out. Adding some air, getting rid of some frequencies. Saturating it a little bit. Just, you know, adding some frequencies, getting rid of some saturation. Then, of course, I'm clipping it as well. Tom's already showed you. This is what the EQ actually looks like. 80 and then some high end, also compressing it. I'm compressing basically everything. Hi-hat, Pro Q, Saturn 2, really boosting those highs. Ride cymbal, I rarely use this thing. Like I use it on like cracks in the mirror. I use it like a little bit here and there. Just saturation and EQ. And then overhead zoom and reverb, I'll talk about say time. They're all stereo. I'm just compressing and EQing them, cutting out everything like below 500 or 800. Yeah, usually 500. And then also taming the high end a little bit with a little downwards bell here, just to make sure that nothing is too ear piercing. It looks like the reverb is actually 400. Makes sense though. The reverb is really quiet. And it's the overhead room and reverb that I think really adds like the character to the drum kit, because like with everything else, it sounds like this. Right? But once you add that overhead and room, you just get it. Hear how the snare has a lot. Hear how the snare has a lot more power because it's being added from the overhead in the room. Again, probably unpopular to just render literally everything, like every symbol, as just a single stereo track, but it's convenient for me. Super sick. Now, finally, for the vocals, that was longer than I expected. How long have I been recording? Jesus Christ, 16 minutes. Okay, it's good we get this. Good we get this all out of the way. So, vocals. I recorded all the vocals on this album with an SM7B by Shure, going into a Cloud Lifter and into my Focusrite Scarlett Solo 3rd Gen interface at about 9 o'clock a gain, or maybe about 45%. I don't know, it changed a lot. But yeah, let's get a better look at this. So this is what they look like. First of all, on the bus, got some Ozone stuff. My chain actually is borrowed and modified from another another brand new musician that I listen to and admire a lot. Their name is Biscuit. So I made some of my own modifications, getting rid of some bad whistle tones, OTT, just to get that clear sound. Like if I get rid of everything else. Now the spotlight turns to you, and there's a trial that's overdue. Getting rid of that kind of boxy sound. Now the spotlight turns to you. Probably not the best choice because I feel like this plugin accentuated some poor frequencies that led to the delay of the album. But whatever. De-esser. Now the spotlight turns to Ritual mix rack. And there's a trial that saturating it and adding a little bit of volume. Now the spotlight turns to you. And finally EQ. And there's a trial that's overdue. So you'll notice this, I'm cutting out a lot of the low end and also a bit of mud right here, cutting out everything above 17,000 hertz. Then a little bit of a upward here at 1.13 decibel. And then this right here, this is actually taming now the spotlight. Those bad frequencies that I think was being accentuated by this plugin. So I don't know how well it worked. Whenever I started doing it, the song sounded a lot better to me. Just those frequencies being tamed, that's a lot useful for me, at least. It was useful for my ears. Reverb Cathedral 1 at 11, delay just at 9 or 11, whatever. Oh my god, 9, 11. Whoops. But yeah, and the result was. And now the spotlight turns to you, and there's a trial that's overdue. You can hear the jury whisper now. If you're listening on speakers or maybe headphones that don't have a lot of high end, you might have missed this, but there's a whisper track, some whisper tracks on there. You can hear the jury whisper now. Just add a little bit of tension and a little bit of suspense. And then 'cause you won't admit to being blind, won't you step back before you fall from grace? Standard stuff, you know, just a super cool I guess elongated chorus on my end. Blackened screams are absolutely killer. You're the storm in the bluest sky. There's a better way to live, but you refuse to try. I'm pretty sure I'm doing something different on Blackened's EQ. Just a little bit bigger low end. Although I think on the first one, maybe not. But yeah. And then Blackened's verse. Head like a cold war. I'm doing something different here. That's right, because I had that annoying whistle tone that I had to dynamically EQ get rid of. Head like a cold war. Yeah, that tamed it a lot. It's still there, but in the context of the rest of the song, it's kind of hidden.
Get the outrun! Everything's an enemy according to your right! I know you're not a lost cause, cause you've shown your true side, so won't you stay?
I love that transition, going into Blackened's sustain, going into my
won't you step back?
going into my chorus.
Lost cause, cause you've shown your true side, so won't you step back before you fall from grace? You're the storm in the bluest sky.
Super sick. I love this song. This song was in the I wish I could have made this the lead single, but I just couldn't do that. You'll see me do this a lot on like annoying parts or parts that stick out like a sore thumb. I'll have a volume envelope and I'll just bring it down like a decibel or two just to make it a little bit more pleasant to listen to, and that's on every single B4 on the second half of the chorus.
Before you lose the race.
I had a lot of problems with high end while recording my vocals, and I'm not entirely sure why. I feel like OTT was part of the problem. But I was able to tame it both with that dynamic EQ and the volume envelope. But yeah.
I'm sorry, brother, but your heart is corrupt. So swallow your pride and wake the fuck up.
So I think a lot of people are going to say how inefficient it is for me to have this many vocal tracks. Like maybe usually you'll see like one lead track, a few backups, a few harmonies. I was coming into Reaper from a garage band mentality where you can't group stuff and whatnot, and or just like a soundtrap idea in general. So I didn't learn a lot of like the proper efficiency things. So there's a lot of tracks that have just like a little bit lower volume. Like these have negative 6.35 decibels, but these have -7, and these are for like the long sustains. Sorry, the long sustains. For Blackened. But yeah. Oh, one more thing. Something that a lot of fandom musicians like to do, and I've noticed this, is chop up their guitars. So that kind of sounds cool, like a cool effect. I did that in Broke My Trust, but I also decided to do it in Foolish Brother during the breakdown. That's so fucking cool. And by the way, these are just power chords. Like this is the easiest riff ever. I'm pretty sure like it's 0. It's 0 and then maybe 7 no, 8 4 3, I don't know. But like it's a super easy riff. I feel like anybody can play this. Like if you hand someone a guitar and be like, "Hey, play Foolish Brother. This is how." And I bet in 30 minutes you can get it. I definitely thrive on simplicity. Like, the only chord I know how to do consistently and mostly is the power chord. But I feel like that's a thing I thrive on. I feel like I thrive on the power chord, and I can make it catchy. I can make it emotional. I can make it do whatever I need it to. I wasn't trained on guitar. I never took lessons. I'm almost entirely self-taught. My guitar journey started when a buddy of mine showed me what a power chord was. Like an E standard power chord. That was it. Two strings, 1 fret, and then another one on the second string, 2 frets down. That's it. They showed me that, and I was off to the races. But yeah, that is the project file for Foolish Brother. Before I go, actually, before I go to the next song, let's actually take a look at my master chain. So, a lot of this I learned and may have stole from fellow fan and musician SnowShovel, who actually appears on the album. So right here, I have the Ozone Imager. I'm cutting out all the low end below 100 hertz. I probably should have maybe brought it a little bit higher, but whatever. Pro Q3, brick walling 25 hertz, and I'm also have a little dynamic EQ up here just to tame any frequencies. That's a thing that SnowShovel did actually. Then this is a thing I added myself, just a little bit of compression. Just to, you know.
There's a better way to live, but you refuse to try. Won't you stand
just to make sure it's a little bit more even. Then I'm equalizing it, boosting and cutting frequencies with the ozone equalizer. And this is a trend. I'll usually only use about 4 points, one around like 300 or 500 hertz, one cutting around 400, 500, then boosting usually around either 8,000 or 10,000 hertz, and then just a little cut here. Finally, using Pro L, bringing up the gain to an average of about -9 LUFS. I used to master actually to -7 LUFS, but I found it was a little bit more comfortable to master at a average of -9. So the album averages at -9 LUFS. And then I also have, the loudness meter, of course. But yeah, that's Foolish Brother. Let's go on to the next song. I was not expecting to talk for almost 30 minutes. All right, welcome to The Rain. Now, The Rain is definitely a lot more of a simpler song, and I apologize. I was not expecting Foolish Brother to get so technical, but because we got a lot of that technical stuff out of the way, all that technical plugin stuff and whatnot, now I can just focus on what actually matters, which is actually showing you how these projects were made. So The Rain is super simple. Has a chord progression that has been used in a million songs. Namely, I want to highlight Where Is My Mind by Pixies and N.A. by Bring Me the Horizon. Super simple stuff, like at the beginning, actually at the very beginning, it's highlighted by just the acoustic guitar. Compression, EQ, and a limiter. I don't even know if this limiter does anything. What the fuck is it doing here? But a fun fact about the acoustic guitar is that, if I just move it over here, I actually recorded the acoustic guitar on my phone. Just like, I did not feel like bringing out my Shure SM57 to record acoustic. So I laid my phone on my table, brought out my acoustic, and did this. This is guitar. I don't know where to put this. I'll put it right here, I guess. Here we go. This is me syncing. So me tapping the guitar. This is me syncing up the BPM, which is 156, by the way. 156 beats per minute. This is me syncing up the metronome with the recording because I'm not recording it into Reaper, so I have to externally sync it up using sound. And then yeah, so that's a fun fact. I recorded that on my phone. But yeah, that's the intro. And then the guitar comes in underneath it with some feedback. Super done-to-death chord progression. I highlighted NA. In fact, it's to the point where if you play NA and The Rain, back to back, it's basically the same song. You can sing NA over this instrumental and it would most likely work. You can sing The Rain over NA and it would most likely work. Bass just follows the same. Another thing I forgot to mention actually is that I have a compressor on the bass bus, which is sidechaining the kick with the bass. And also, actually, I forgot to show the bus. For the drum bus, I have a little compressor. Then I'm saturating it just a little bit. And then I'm also cutting out 25 hertz and below. For the bass, just compression to sidechain it with the kick. And then the guitar, a little bit of mid-range cleanup, mud cleanup to get rid of palm muting and low bad frequencies. But yeah, so super simple chord progression. Bass carries the verse. Oh, whoops. To go back to the beginning in a Reaper project, it's W for me, and I am conditioned by playing so many computer games to always keep my fingers on WASD. So sometimes I accidentally tap W, but it's fine. But yeah, bass carries the verse.
Another waste of precious time, and my voice begins to shake. Can't keep myself awake.
Yeah, Just simple. I used to do this all the time, and I obviously still do. Just having the bass carry the verse as like the main instrument, that and the drums. Then just have the.
Just want to write a song. How many hours does that take?
One of my favorite bits about the rain is those guitar chunks. Just. God, they're so good. And yeah, it's super simple. This just repeats over and over. The only thing that really changes is the drums, especially when you go to the second half of the chorus where I start singing like a little bit longer. Like, because the strings keep, you know, that bit. Very kind of groovy kick pattern, kick, snare, kick, 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 snare, you know. Going from a hi-hat to cymbal in the thing. And then, yeah.
Because the strings keep saying that I've sang this before, and the voice keep.
There's actually a little bit of a longer delay on this one, just to keep it kind of, yeah, 4/4 delay.
Because the strings keep.
In hindsight, I probably should have used duck, but whatever, it's fine. And you see, again, the volume envelope, I had some troubles. And there were a lot of troubles over here. This bit, I just kept recording it, and it did not sound right anytime, so I just had to fucking envelope it.
And I lost what I was trying to put on tape.
So this automation right here, this is bit crush and also bypassing bit crush. So it's kind of hard to hear in the final song, but I am actually bit crushing my vocals at this point, during this period ending right here.
Could really take a break.
Really hard to hear. This was actually a idea presented to me by my friend Man of Something, or Josh. I was showing this to him in VC, and it was like, what if you like bit crushed it? And I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. What else can I show? Oh, the guitar solo, of course. Like, this is the only lead. This is the only lead in the entire one, and it's a solo. I don't really like plan out my solos. I kind of just wing it until it sounds good to me. Maybe I'll come up with like a structure to follow, but I'm not a good lead player. All I play is octaves. Octaves and plucks. That's what you get from me. But when I do a solo, you know, sometimes I really want one to be there, so I'll do it. My solo chain looks like this. I'm running Archetype Gojira on apparently the wide lead preset with a lot of reverb, a lot of delay. And then, oh, whoops. And then this is the EQ I'm rolling on it. Cutting a very sharp cut, 96 decibel cut at 5,000 hertz. Getting rid of everything below 300, and then boosting a little bit of diff here. And then it's only one track, but I'm making it wide with little microshift. Just apparently all the way wet on the second setting. Then this is just to get rid of some bad frequencies. Maybe I should have added more, but I was content with this. A lot of harmonics in there that I actually did not intend to hit when I was recording, but they just kind of happened. And then,
So I can think again. So I can think again.
and that transitions like perfectly to Cracks in the Mirror. But before we do, actually, for the final chorus, I'm layering the first half and the second half on top of each other.
Things keep saying that I've sang this before, and the voice keeps telling me that I've played this before.
And the reason this is funny is because at the very end, there is some harmonization that I was not like planning for. Wrong area. Like this bit right here, the end bit harmonized perfectly, and I didn't even like intentionally do that.
Return the rain.
So we have like a
Turn the rain.
return the rain, and then we have
Turn the rain.
return the rain, and just stacked together, they harmonize perfectly.
Did you return the rain? So I can think again.
And that's the rain. Very, very unoriginal, but I mean, it's a song about the struggles of being an artist and the struggle with making art and trying to keep a sense of originality, even though nothing is original anymore. And yeah, that's The Rain. Let's move on to the next song, which is Cracks in the Mirror. All right, it's a new day, and this is the project file for Cracks in the Mirror. This was my Tamers song. After like a month of refusing to watch Tamers, I bit the bullet and I made a fan song in 6 hours while muted in a Discord call, and I released it the next morning. That's why at the beginning you hear the fuck it, let's do it. It's just like fuck it, let's do the Tamers song. Is there anything else in this audio track that fuck it, let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. And then yeah, okay, so apparently I did multiple takes. What was the first one? Okay, so it starts here. Fuck it, let's do it. And then I didn't know I did multiple takes. But yeah. So this is Cracks in the Mirror. It starts off with the guitars. And then got the sub drop, and then the lead guitar, which I would think is really cool. Very dry, which is surprising. I thought I put reverb on it. The bass is being sidechained. Got that kind of like cymbal transition whenever the guitar changes chords, which, by the way, the chords are literally just the Breaking the Day chords, but played in like a reverse order, kind of. So I'm pretty sure that's 0, 8, and 5. Breaking the Day is like 8, 5, 0. So it's very, very similar. Just kind of like that. And then the bass goes in. Thing to away. She's just playing like a longer version of the main riff. Vocals. Thing to awake. She's made up of everything you want. Like a picturesque god. She's everything. Standard stuff, getting rid of, dynamically removing some of those higher frequencies. The chorus guitar, I think, is really sick. Kind of difficult to hear those palm mutes, but the chorus was inspired by, of all things, a Sad Statue by System of a Down. It's just kind of the way that the that song's chorus was recorded, kind of activated my, hey, I want to do something like that senses, and that turned into the chorus for Cracks in the Mirror. I honestly wish I maybe turned these vocals down a little bit more. For power will bring you to your knees. Oh, flawless, you're heartless, yet you refuse to see. Like glass, we are broken, but that's what gives our glow. I mean, like, people thought it was alright, so I guess it's alright. I think I wanted to put like a solo here during like the break. But I kind of just let the bass carry it. The bass and the drums. I wanted to put something there, but I didn't know what to put there. So I just decided to yell Tricky Cannon. Hey, let's get a better... Tricky Cannon! Big echo on there. In fact, I think delay, 2/4, a lot of mix, bounce, and feedback. I should have used Duck. Why was I not using Duck? Oh man. Then you have the bit before the final chorus. The desire for power will bring you to your knees. I really like that. The way that the final bit, like, it has no reverb or whatever. It's pretty dry. I mean, it has compression, but in terms of like no reverb and delay, this bus has nothing on it. And it just goes.
Refuse to see like glass, we are broken.
I gotta play that fill again. Hang on. Where's that fucking fill? Oh man. I feel like this. I think the song has some of my like best drum work, even though it's admittedly a little bit simple. Like this is the first chorus. That freaking what is it called? The snare into the tom roll. Transitioned by the kicks. I got that from Attack Attack, I think. Like snare snare kick kick tom tom kick kick. It's such a it's so metalcore, but I think it has a place here. Then the outro. That fill, hang on. Oh man. And then like the stops here. Fuck yeah. I mean, that's basically Cracks in the Mirror. Like, just I feel like the drums is definitely the I think the highlight of this one. Just like all the super dope fills. All right, let's move on. I got the motions right here. Featuring SnowShovel playing bass because I wanted a little bit of bass, a little bit of at least interesting bass on the record. And this song was just so Green Day when I was doing the guitar. I was like, hey, SnowShovel, do you want to put actually good bass on it? First thing I'm noticing right off the bat is that there are not that many vocal tracks. Like, I'll usually have like 2 verse tracks, a couple of chorus tracks, some harmony, maybe some others for like a pre-chorus. But wow, there's only 2 harmonies, 1 chorus, and a verse. Probably because the only overdubs I did for the chorus were harmonies. There's only 1 pass of the main chorus. But like, very pop punk like intro into the intro there. And then SnowShovel's bass. I think I'm running SnowShovel's bass through like my regular stuff. Yeah, just the regular bass stuff. But I think I did this a little bit more because I wanted to bring out SnowShovel's like I want to bring out the low frequencies. Because SnowShovel being an actual bassist, he plays more than just 1 string. Unlike I do, I play the low. I usually always play the lowest string on my 5-string bass just to have those low frequencies. But SnowShovel is an actual bassist, so like he's playing these on like the 2nd string and the 3rd string with those little fills in there, I think. So I wanted to bring out those low frequencies. There's a little bit of boost here. I don't think I changed the compression. Did I change the saturation? No, saturation is still... That seems different. I don't remember that on everything, but yeah. And of course, I'm doing the DI as well, so if we go to the DI is at -10. The actual amp is at -9. Just... Oh my god. No low end. Absolutely no low end. Yeah, I wanted to add clarity because my mixes do tend to get chaotic, I admit. But I wanted to add clarity on that bass. And then yeah, it just goes into
Third day in the line.
super simple stuff. What really is interesting to me is that SnowShovel actually didn't follow this pattern. He actually went for like dissonance, which I thought was really interesting. So if you listen closely, SnowShovel's bass continues on the duh note, whatever this is hitting, but it actually stays on that whenever the guitar switches notes. And then there's more dissonance there. So SnowShovel like moves to, I think that's a B. And that's such a sick fucking bass fill right there. Hang on. That's so cool. Oh, he did such a good job on this one. Then the standard chords. Just keep it as pop punk and as Green Day as possible, you know? And then just repeats it. This the whole way. Then there's like the little drum bit here. Here, actually, let me just me going crazy on the guitar. I don't even know if it's possible to transcribe this. Oh, I hit W. Whoops. Yeah, just going crazy. I really wanted the I just wanted to like go have the drums go crazy, have the guitar something there, and then also SnowShovel played some chords. Some da right there, and then going into the he got that timing down too. Like, look at this. Snare hit right into the other instruments. I'll play the drum bit by itself. Oh, that's the kick. Fuck yeah. So yeah. Another cool thing that SnowShovel did at the outro, this bit right here. So he got the 3 hits, and then what he does is he slides it. He slides it to a higher note, and that was fucking awesome. I heard that, and I was like, SnowShovel, you know what's up, my guy. What the hell? My MIDI controller just fell off of my desk. How about you stay there and not do that? Okay. Let's take a look at the vocals. The vocals, super simple. There's only like 4 tracks and 3 buses. They all have reverb, but they have like a car ambience, just to add a little bit of like space.
Too, 'cause I know I'll be alone with a drink in my hoof, a guitar on the wall.
Just adds a little bit of ambience, adds a little bit of space, adds a little bit of a unique tone to it.
Bros, just the same day again, gotta answer that royal call. Well, I'm going through the motions, and my head is feeling numb.
So sometimes I'll challenge myself to like see if like one vocal track will sound good. I did it on The Tale of Nightmare Moon, and I did it on Shadow on the Moon. And then I did it with the motions, but like there's also the harmonies below it. So if I solo the solo chorus, or the only track with the chorus with the 2 harmony tracks.
Well, I'm going through the motions, and my head is feeling numb. Still waiting for the night to show, because I want to drown my soul.
Yeah, and then
Waiting for the night to show, because I want to drown my soul.
combined together, it's a very pop punk harmony.
Waiting for the night to show, because I want to drown my soul before the cycle starts back up again.
I almost put something at the final chorus going into the outro, like a scream, maybe inspired from like She by Green Day, where like Billy Joe or someone just goes, yeah, before the like bridge into the final chorus. But I didn't do that. I just got rid of it, and it's a clean outro in the end. Yeah. And that's basically the motions. Shout out to SnowShovel for providing that super dope bass line. It's super, super sick. You can go check out a playthrough of his bass part on his YouTube channel, which I think is super, super sick. Tabs too. So if you want to learn how to play this bass line, you can. All right, let's go to Seek Asylum. If you were to ask me what song was like the most produced on Now I Exist, it would be a tie between the title track and Seek Asylum. So this is the project file for Seek Asylum. This is what it looks like. This is featuring Satan, who is the vocalist for the Russian like brony metalcore act Mare in the Rain. He's a super cool guy, and I had him scream on this song, do some harmonies as well. And let's dissect it. So all this automation, I don't usually do a lot of automation just because I don't really want to, but maybe I should learn. But Satan had some really cool ideas, and we'll get to them now. So starting off that main riff. Yeah. Inspired by The Betrayal by Attack Attack. I listened to that and I loved the open riff. And I was like, fuck, I should do a song like that. And that's what I did. With that super awesome riff. Drop C sharp, by the way. Bass. So this right here, that is actually a cheat. There's a splice there because I was playing the song on bass, but I couldn't figure out how to hit that note for the riff on bass. So what I did is I played the first part of the riff, paused right there, and then on another recording only plucked that note and then just combined it together because I'm not a bassist and I don't know how to do it. So let's see. I got the drums. Very simple, just a regular pattern, and then with some China cymbals in there. The instrumental is usually like pretty much like the same usual around all these songs. Like the tone stays the same. This riff is cool though. That took a lot of time to figure out. But when we go to the chorus, actually first. So that is using, I think, yeah, I already showed you guys MIDI Grand from Foolish Brother. That's my piano. I got it for free whenever I got my MIDI keyboard from Akai, the Air Sound Technology or whatever, the Air Music Sound Tech, I don't know what they're called. But yeah, I use that piano. And leading into the chorus, you know, I actually don't know how smart it was to put an add 9 chord in there, or whatever this chord is called. Because I feel like all it did was add more muddiness and lack of clarity, because especially combined with a lead guitar on top. But that's what I recorded, and I guess I never bothered to like say, hey, maybe I should change this. But yeah, let's see. We got the breakdown down here. So the breakdown is very spliced, as you could see. It's actually glued because the pinch harmonics. Yeah, like right here, these are the pinch harmonics. I record them separately because I can't incorporate them into my riff very well. I can't play them that consistently yet. So I just spliced them in there. It still worked. Got the bass. The super sick China cymbals kind of carrying that. But yeah, that's the instrumental. The vocals is the really fun bit. So for start, whenever we start, the jump at the beginning. Jump! It's just a quick cut in there. I'm pretty sure I'm just compressing it like usual. Yeah, all the usual fun stuff. Wow, I even kept the freaking microphone simulator. and the in this what saturation experiment. But the big thing here is that I have the cassette simulation. You remember this from? Oh wait, no, you don't remember this yet. Wait, no, was this on? I don't remember what I used this on. I think I showed you this. This is the cassette simulator. Kind of simulates what's like a cassette, and it's super sick.
Jump!
That's with it. This is without it.
Jump!
Kind of clearer, but this just makes it has a little bit more distortion,
Jump!
more grit, and I think it's really nice. And then down here, this is Satan's first verse and pre-chorus. Just 2 tracks.
The mountains up is where we used to thrive, built from the stones, and damn it, we're live. No, it's a ghost town that sticks in the fog, a chilling reminder, go to the raw.
And like on the bus, I just have the usual. I have a little bit of post EQ, delay, and reverb, all the standard stuff. But actually, the chain for me and Satan is very different. So the EQ is kind of the same, but I actually got advice from Satan himself as to like how this should sound like, and running this compression that apparently everyone has, and it was given to me. Prodeesser, just to tame those harsher sibilances. Virtual mix rack. Now I don't know how any of these work aside from the saturation. This was all Satan. Satan showed me how to do this. And then capping it off with a limiter, of course. There's the default NP 1136 peak limiter from Reaper, of course. And this is just default Reaper compression. Auto-tune, he was kind of against it, but I was like, man, I don't know what else to do. Like I can't use Melodyne, so I don't know what it is. I don't know how to learn it.
But a wall remains, it stays out of plain sight. For under the mountain we survive.
I actually didn't realize I brought these down -4. I think if I was mixing this like now, I would have just put a volume envelope on the bus, but that's fine. Envelope here, and then my vocals. Or sorry, the chorus is my vocals and then Satan's vocals that are extremely auto-tuned as harmonies.
Waves of water hide our home, another life for us to know. Another life for us to know. Below the tide, our undertow, like the ocean, we are one, but forced against our will to run.
I'm like super shocked with how clean this chorus sounds. Like, especially with my vocals.
Waves of water hide our home, another life for us to know.
I really felt like I didn't have to fight it as much. And then Satan's harmonies.
Waves and water hide our home, another light for us to know.
And all these cuts right here. This is me syncing everything up. Just to work well.
Like the ocean, we are one, but forced against our will to run.
And kind of like shrinking certain bits. Verse 2, very similar. And then there's only like 1 track for the verse 2 breakdown, which you know.
So see on our far side, there's no trust in our eyes, so keep away from our light.
God, if there's many things I can say about Satan. He's cool, he's awesome. You should go check out him and his work in Mare in the Rain. But if there's one thing I could say is that I love his scream. His screaming is awesome. He's apparently like, I think like he told me like he's been working on it for like so long, or like to like try to get it to like a proper point where it's like an actual proper like fry scream. That where he's not killing his voice like I was. I don't remember exactly the story, but I remember one of his biggest inspiration was Chester Bennington. Rest in peace.
There's no trust in our eyes, so keep away from our light.
Super sick scream, and I was so happy to have him on Seek Asylum. Of course, again, and then the
Seek Asylum.
pre-breakdown, and then I didn't want to fuck with delay. Or like figure out how like to properly do it. So what I did is I cheated. for the O before the breakdown. We have a main one, and then we have a ton of repeats of the O just over while the bus slowly decreases in volume. So over here, all we have is Pro Q and Pro R for reverb, and then just slowly and doing that. I think maybe the EQ is a little bit different. No, I mean, it's a little bit different, but like it's not entirely different. But it's just a little bit quieter on both sides, a little bit wider pan, 44, 32. And yeah, that. I was originally gonna have like some like kind of stuttering that Satan's vocals on the bridge into the final chorus, but I decided to get rid of it. Then the final chorus, I think all I need to play is this.
To seek asylum.
God,
To seek asylum.
I love that so much. To seek asylum. But then the rest of the chorus is pretty much the same. The big thing is down here. So this was actually an idea that Satan had. I was like, when I was like laying down the template for Satan to scream to, I had this at the end. But Satan, while he was recording the bit, he was like, he had this idea, like, hey, what if we made it so that while I was holding this scream, we fucked with automation and made it sound like the scream was being like dragged underwater using reverb and EQ. So if and then I turned it all into a bus. He taught me how to do this, and I just kind of copied it. But yeah, there's like 2 reverb tracks for like bypass and whatnot, long plate, EQ. This one just to tame a harsh frequency that I found. Delay. I'm pretty sure this is the EQ that is swiped down. So if I play this, you'll hear that kind of effect. It's a tiny bit hard to hear in the actual song, but at the end of the scream in the actual final master, you can hear like how different it is. But this is it isolated, and if you watch this purple point, you'll watch it like go down.
To seek
Whoops.
to seek asylum.
So we're automating that band down to remove more high frequencies, but we're also increasing, I believe, the mix of this Pro R, and also decreasing the volume a little bit so that it doesn't get harsh. It was such a cool idea, and like Satan did all of this on his own merit, and I was like, Satan, I don't know how to do that, but he taught me how to do it, and I was able to, I think, recreate it in a way that he was happy with. It wasn't 1-to-1, but it still got the same effect of his vocal being like forced under the water, like drowning, like being lost in the abyss of the ocean. And I thought that was just so awesome of an idea. So I put it in the final, and that's what you hear.
To seek asylum.
And there's like Satan's vocal echoes at the end of it, and it's just so good. It was such an awesome idea that was, and I was so glad that he did. Like, it was such a cool idea. But yeah, that's Seek Asylum. A lot of work went into this song. You know, all this stuff down here. There's my old harmonies, and this is just a test that I did. But yeah, this is Seek Asylum. Probably one of the most fun songs ever to work on for this. Oh, and I forgot. There's ocean sounds up here. Just using the free Cymatics Life sound pack that I got like a million years ago during the What Life Really Means 3 era. And originally there were going to be these 2 parrot chirps. Kind of hard to hear on the right channel. But that was a reference to Grazdetch's or El Nulvo's, I don't know how to say it right, song, We Sail the Seas, We're Gonna Fucking Kill You, that starts off with those 2 parrot sound bites. That car to go by. Those 2 parrot sound bites from Minecraft. But they're not in the final master, but they're in the project file in spirit. All right, that was Seek Asylum. Super fun song to work on with Satan. Super super sick. Let's move on to the next one. Definitely the smallest project in the entire album, but this is Returning Home. This is actually the second version of Returning Home that I made. The first one, excuse me, just didn't sound super right to me. So I just did a second one, double tracked it, and then I'm pretty sure I just did the vocals in one pass through. Vocal bus, just reverb on lively ambience. Then the chain, no auto tune as well. Taming the harsh highs. Yeah, all the usual stuff, getting rid of some whistle tones. Acoustic guitar. Biting compression on Pro C2. Getting rid of the low end and then taming some stuff. Same on the other side. Apparently, I also had saturation on this, but I just got rid of it. Same story. Then on the bus, multiband compressor. Huh. Okay. I don't know. Oh, the string like the string noise. Yeah, it was a little bit harsh, so I was trying to get rid of it. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I get it. And then the standard stuff, and then reverb apparently. Oh, lively ambience again. Literally, I recorded the acoustic guitar by putting my SM57 on my mic stand, bringing it low, and then just pointing my guitar over here. Oh, whoops, my microphone. Pointing my guitar that way, and then just I don't remember exactly where I had the SM57, but it was somewhere like I don't know. You can tell it's an acoustic. Maybe I didn't record it like properly because it is a pretty quiet signal. But you can still tell it's there. Whoops. And then the vocals. Reflection of the sun across the sea. I'm pretty sure I just did this in one pass through. Yeah, looks like. I'm pretty sure I recorded the vocals for this song while in a voice call with the artist who made the album artwork, Caddy the Art Cat. I just did it all in one pass. In fact, there might be some fun stuff. Nope, just ambience. How about at the beginning? What's that? Oh, just rumbling. Okay. There's nothing interesting. Whatever. But yeah, Returning Home, super simple. Just 2 acoustic tracks and 1 vocal track. The simplest song on the album. So I can't remember if it's Repairing Dreams or Foolish Brother that like was the first song I recorded for Now I Exist, but this is Repairing Dreams. First of all, the guitar, the main guitar. Super simple riff. Just kind of repeats. That's the main thing, you know. Am I recording? Yeah, okay, I'm recording. I just wanted to make sure. I think something that a lot of people miss, and was actually going to be a lot more present, was this lead guitar at the beginning. Just kind of striking some chord. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, but then we got the clean, or the kind of crunchy tone. I'm pretty sure, yep, this is SS11X. I was using this a ton during early production. I kind of stopped whenever I got to like the other songs, like when I was getting deeper into production. I stopped using this a little bit. I started using clean tones from Neural DSP, like Archetype Polini, I believe, and some of the clean tones from Nolly. But I mean, the SS11X is still there. Zero 4, big chords, and then of course the bass stays the same. The drums is actually different. So I'm pretty sure I got help from Satan when I was doing the drums. So I put a transient shaper on this. Uh, oh wow, yeah, that added like a lot more punch. Okay. But then I'm pretty sure like is this a bit different? A little bit. Much higher cut up at 11,000 hertz, but that's fine. The snare is what's different. Satan told me like, yo, you should have you should put like a big you should put a big reverb through this. So he taught me how to do that. Standard snare EQ, but then also at the end of the clip we have Pro R, large chamber. With a 10.8% mix, bass. It's kind of buried in the mix. But it's there. Then you got the super cool in the second verse. Super awesome. And it kind of just adds like if I turn back on the vocals.
The world gives so much more than the life that I lived before.
What am I doing on this lead? Really? I put microshift on the lead? Okay, I guess I put little microshift on the lead, I guess. I don't remember doing that. It doesn't really sound like it's stereo. I mean, okay, maybe. Maybe I hear it. Hang on. Yeah, okay, I hear it. But yeah, so that's that. Then the riff like stays the same throughout the entire outro. Vocals though, let me take a look at the vocals.
Lost. Repairing dreams is
Very
your
low.
cause. I have just one.
Very low in my register with like a lot of reverb. In fact, I don't know what percent do I have this on? 19% with a lot of more space. Okay. Delay 13, yeah, 13% mix. Okay. So I adjusted these to have a little bit more of
each. Repairing
what the hell?
I have just is your comparing dreams is
okay, I guess it's my audio doing weird. Verse 2. Come on. Oh, okay. Verse 2. There were like bits that were so quiet I had to split them and then increase their volume by like 4 decibels. So
the world gives so much more than the life that
it was so quiet, and this is already at 0 decibels. This is like flat. This is like no volume change. This is what I recorded it at, which I thought was so funny. And I didn't want to increase it like 12 decibels or whatever, so I just kept it at 0 and just like I think I fucked with like something here to increase the volume. I don't know. But then the chorus. Let's take a look at that chorus. Hang on.
Luna, keep them well. Luna, cast your spell. Don't let them live like me.
A lot of those harsh phasing frequencies came back, but I feel like in this song it's passable. I think I still do have that dynamic EQ. Yeah, dynamic EQ here. Try to tame it a little bit, but like I just kind of let it be. It's fine.
Don't let them live like me.
Very phasey, and I don't really know why that's happening. Maybe it's because I don't have a center track gluing it together. But I started doing like only 2 vocal tracks whenever I switched to Reaper from GarageBand. What the hell? Oh my god. The chorus bus was at -2 decibels the whole time? Why? That made it into the final fucking... why is that there? I didn't even change it. Okay. If it works, it works. If it works, it works. Okay, whatever. That might have been an oversight. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, there's the outro as well. Really, really nice harmony. And then there's the fade out, just a volume on the master, on the master channel, just going all the way down, ending a little bit more. But before I go, I want to highlight the entire solo, because this solo, probably the best solo I've ever recorded. First of all, it's running Archetype Gojira on wide lead with a few different settings, like some reverb and delay. Here's the speaker setup, EQ just flat, pedals just apparently just distortion, nothing else. EQ, and then I have two of those to overlay the thing, and then on the bus, I'm getting rid of some harsh whistle tones, and I'm also using little microshift to give it that kind of stereo sound. So what I want to do is I want to play the entire solo on its own. If you read the credits for the album, you'll see that I thanked Grazdetch or El Novo. I don't know how to say his pony artist name right, but I thanked him for inspiring this version of the solo, because he taught me how to bend the string with 3 strings. I was only bending it with one, or with 3 fingers. I was only bending it with 1 finger, but he showed me how to like do it with like 3, or told me that it's better to bend with 3. And then just tremolo, I did that in a voice call with him, and he was like, "Oh, he's shredding." So I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll do that." And what happened was I tore out one of the best solos ever. No, not one of my best solos ever, and probably the best solo I'm ever gonna do. Not one of the best solos ever. My God. Yeah, that is Repairing Dreams. Super simple, kind of like alt metal, kind of Deftones ish thing going on. Maybe a little bit of shoegaze, but not much. I don't really know what the genre of this song is, but it's genre good. Anyway, let's move on. All right, here's The Chancellor Is with its long ass song title. Now, this is probably the second most simplest song on the record, just above Returning Home, though. Now, if you bought this album from Bandcamp, I included some videos of me actually tracking the guitars, the bass, and the guitar solo for this song, because all of these are one take, and I recorded them. I got them on video. All of these were one take. You see these? These are the failed solos. These are the solos that didn't work. It took me like 1, 2, 3, 4. It took me 5 tries, 6 tries in total to get the solo on the 6th attempt. But these are all the failed solos. But yeah, so super simple, like punk rock chord progression. I'm pretty sure I'm using so this preset is called Hot Rod Heaven, just like a little bit more like a warmer guitar tone than the usual stuff. I think it's the same on the other side. Yeah, Hot Rod Heaven. Just to get that kind of punk sound. It was a really good experience to record all of the parts except for the drums in one take, because it hurt like hell. It hurt my hand like hell, like mad whenever I was doing it. But man, it was just so so cool to do. Like it was an idea that I had, and it ended up being on the record. But yeah, the guitar riff like stays the same throughout the entire record. I'll show you the solo. Though. No planning, just moving my fingers randomly until I got it. perfect ending to that solo. um, but then you got the drums, you know. Super like pop punk and punk rock. So these are all my vocals, and then these are the crowd vocals. We had Crease, which I actually spelled wrong, or actually coordinate. Ayers, my cameraman, or the buff, and Candyman or Elijah do the crowds along with me, and I'll show you them all on their own. But first of all, these are my bits, and you could tell by the chorus that I was clipping an SM7B through a cloud lifter.
Miserable world when you step into a room. Standing on your pedestal, continue to assume that ponies are superior in every single way. Repeat your...
So I think, was that closet ambience? Yeah, closet ambience on like 12%, but then the chorus is just...
You're a fucking speaking sis! I hope you go to hell! The past is catching up to you, but I know you can't tell! Dragging down society because you rule a board! Somebody can kick you out and take you to the guard!
Yeah, that's definitely clipping. So if I do this, yeah, look at that waveform. Oh my god. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So just screaming in my corner. Yeah, and that's basically the same. I think do these have more saturation on them, I wonder? No, they're just...
You're a fucking joke! I bet you slouch around while looking for your shitty cloak!
Oh my
so
god.
shut your fucking
Shut
mouth!
up.
You're a...
I thought I paused it. But yeah, so super simple song. Here's the go. Hang on, here's the go.
Go!
Very loud. Then here's the burn.
Burn!
Ow. Which I thought the burn sounded really good. It's fucking somehow. But here's the haze. So first of all, here are my haze. These are the ones that I sent in my server that you should join. You should join my Discord server. There's a link down below. I'm there all the time. Come chat, come make friends. It's super cool. Please join my server. It's such a fun place. So here's mine. If it wants to, you know, put the marker right here.
Hey! Hey!
Super simple. These are coordinates, and I think for all of these, I forgot to switch them to mono. Whatever. So this is coordinates.
Hey! Hey!
Kind of a little bit of echo here. I think I'm putting... Is there reverb? Oh, there is. Including Exciter and Maximizer. Reverb, closet. Okay, just standard at 9%. Then, so that was coordinates or creases. This is the buffs or airs'.
Hey! Hey!
I think he was using his like Logitech webcam mic. So what I had to do is I had to oh wow, I thought I cut a lot more high end from airs.
Hey! Hey!
Oh no, I cut the white noise from like the... yeah. There's all this white noise, like fan noise, I just cut it out.
Hey!
Then Elijah or Candyman, who actually these are in mono. So these are, I think he recorded in mono.
Hey! Hey!
Very kind of exasperated. Did I do anything EQ on him? Looks like no, just pretty standard EQ. Yeah, okay. But all together they sound like this.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Kind of like, it's not like the biggest crowd in the world, but imagine just like a little punk rock show with like a couple of people attending and they're shouting "Hey along," you know. That's kind of the vibe I get from it, and I think it works in the context.
Hey! Hey! You're a fucking joke!
Yeah. So that's the Chancellor. Let's see if I can say the whole name. The Chancellor is a scumbag and he should be kicked off the board and imprisoned. Yeah. Super fun punk rock song. Let's move on to the next one. All right, we're on Pariah. Now, Pariah was, this is the like first problem song when I was mixing the album. I was having a lot of trouble making this one sound good to me, to the point where it almost was scrapped from the album. But I persisted. A lot of people wanted to see this song on the album, and I fought to make it happen. So let's look at it. Main riff, you know, the usual. Huh. That's a weird curve. What am I doing there? Wait, is that on this too? No, it's not. This is just regular. Oh, but it also has, oh, okay. Yeah, okay, Satan showed me that. Okay. So apparently that made it on the final master. Okay. But yeah, so that's the thing. Still using the Nolly metal rhythm tone, 5.5 gain, all this fun stuff. Overdrive. There's the cab, and then there's that. Yeah. Still using all the same stuff, but this song was actually recorded with my baritone guitar named Ocean Riff. Gorgeous thing, probably becoming my new favorite guitar. A little bit difficult to work with, but once you get it, she can fucking sing. And I think Pariah is proof of that. Super, super sick riff. What's on the bus? Okay, just the standard stuff to calm the palm mutes. And yeah, so like here's the chorus. Add that lead guitar in. A massive boost up there. Holy shit. But yeah, that's panned a little bit right just to add it there. Let me mute the vocal. Yeah. So that's that because got the sub drops up here. Now, the thing with the bass is my regular 5-string bass cannot, I don't think, hold an A sharp tuning well on its lowest string. So I bought I think the Jid Bass 2 for the contact player. So up here, this is the bass MIDI that I programmed because I literally can't. I don't think my bass can go low enough. So down here, I rendered it as a DI, and then I ran it through all my usual bass stuff, just with a little bit of a different EQ curve that Satan actually recommended. So this is like Satan tweaked EQ, cutting out a lot more high end because there's a lot of fret buzz. But let's listen to the bass. So still sidechaining it with the kick, of course. We have the main amp. We have the main amp signal. Standard. Then we have the DI signal. This is at -13. This is at -10.5. So the DI is super simple again. I'm cutting a lot more of the high end though. Just to get rid of that like high end sound that I probably should have switched to finger style instead of pick style, but whatever. I just cut out the high end, and then cutting everything at 400. Then of course saturation knob, all the standard stuff. And I know it's MIDI bass. It's never going to be as good as an actual bassist. But one, I'm not a bassist. Two, in order to get a bass that can comfortably hold A sharp tuning, I'm pretty sure that's like a very expensive bass. So I'd rather spend like $150 on Digital Bass 2 than like $1,000 or $2,000 modding a bass guitar or getting a bass guitar made or whatever. I don't have that money right now, so I just got Digital Bass. Drums, super simple. Pause please. All the same standard stuff. A lot more stuff. The breakdown, the pre-breakdown right here has a cool little thing. So this is a Pro R element right here on the snare track for 45% mix. And it's just for the snare roll. Oh, whoops. Snare roll before the breakdown. So and then it cuts right there for the final snare hit, then goes into the breakdown. I just thought it'd be like a nice effect to put in there. I was originally going to route it, but I just couldn't figure it out. It has a little bit more of that space in there. But that's the snare roll breakdown. The breakdown is super simple. Just down chugs, da dun da dun, and then the cool little like chug upstroke like that you'll hear in like Bring Me the Horizon, da 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 da. You know, yeah, I'll play it again. Love that stuff. Final chorus, you have this section here that was completely ripped off from a Prince Whatever song. I'm pretty sure it was the fight inside. But yeah, this bit. Going into the final chorus. Can I just say, this fucking drum fill, one of my favorite fills I've ever listen. The toms. It's so nice. Man, so good. But yeah, and then that's that. Then we move on to the vocals. So the vocals are super simple. There's not a whole lot going on. We have the stuff without anything on the bus. We have the verse, chorus, bus, harmony bus, and then the reverse vocal that I'll show you in a bit.
Falling leaves away from fragments of society.
You see me using all these dynamic EQs to get rid of unwanted whistle tones. Yeah, that's welcome to Problem Song.
Oh, how silence speaks more than words.
Was there more EQ here? No, there wasn't. Then the chorus. You see the volume envelope on all of these little segments, like on the sustain notes. Like, look at this. Look at the fucking second half. All of these are problem bits that I was just having a hard time letting be at their regular volume. So in order to help tame them, I put volume envelopes at like -40, -1 decibel, -80, everywhere. And I'll let you guys hear it. Like, this is the chorus.
But the life I want to live was too much for you. So you made me a pariah. All I wanted was to speak, but your fear it grew.
And I wanted to re-record this chorus plenty of times, but every single time I re-recorded it, it did not sound as good as the original take. So I just used the original takes that I did. Here's the second half of the chorus.
And the life you lead may seem like a blessing, but you're losing everything that makes it all worthwhile. I was nothing but a lesson that you never learned.
Super cool. But yeah, all that envelope is helping make the vocals just a little bit less harsh. Here's the final bit with the fade in.
But the life I want to live was too much for you.
Super cool. Here's the cough before the breakdown. I just thought it'd be funny to put that there. I'm pretty sure that was an idea I came up with on VC. Because I was recording some of these vocals in VC. I was like, what if I just led the breakdown in with a fucking cough? So I did. And then the final vocal is the kind of like distorted, Made Me a Pariah.
So you made me a pariah.
With a little stutter in there. This is, oh my god. What is this chain? Okay, auto-tune. Okay, this is an old chain. This is an older version of my chain. Yep, this is super old. We got the fucking mic sim. We got multi-band compression. This is the EQ. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. And then distortion, and then limiter.
So you made me a pariah.
Yeah, just to make it nice and there. And going into that outro. Yeah, and that's basically Pariah. Let's listen to those harmonies real quick before we move on.
So you made me a pariah.
I feel like, do these have anything on them? No, just, oh my god, a really large dynamic EQ there and cutting everything below 400. Okay. Was there anything on the bus, maybe? Nope, just the regular. All right. So yeah, that's Pariah. Super cool song. I'm glad that I was able to make it work. And I'm glad that many people really did enjoy this one. All right, let's move on. The Lighthouse featuring Forever Free Brony. Goes from an acoustic passage of like two verses. No, 1, 2, 3. There's like there's like four. I don't know how many verses there are. Then goes into an electric guitar segment with four Everfree Bronies solo, which was awesome, by the way. It took the convincing of both Satan and Canto Acrylic in order to ask for Everfree Brony if they would be down to record a solo for this song, and he did, and it was super awesome. It was super sick. But yeah, so first of all, acoustic guitar. Almost like the same exact stuff from Returning Home, but with a few changes. Like, for instance, I did not know that I had a second compressor on the bus for a bit of control, but I'm good to know, I guess. There's 3 bass tracks. There's 2 amps. I'm using 2 bass amps, and then there's a DI for like the main bit. So this is the first bass. And I'm actually using Dark Glass Ultra for this on the Alex Webster preset. Now, I think it's because I wanted a bass that sounded different for the acoustic guitar segment. Maybe one with a little bit more grit and a little bit more, like, something. And I got it here, I think. I think it sounds really good for this segment. Little lead guitar bit here. Like a transition piece. Just wide lead with, I think, yep, my little micro shift. Thanks, Lunar, for showing me what little micro shift was. The drums are really super simple, just 2 passages of it. You got the solo bit. Yeah, and then the guitar is just the same. And it's playing power chord versions of the guitar, of the acoustic guitar. Yeah, and then there's a little like a up and down arpeggio thing. Everything here is like basically the same. I'll show you I'll show you guys the solo isolated in full. But like you got the vocals here, just 5 tracks for verse 1, verse 2, and then 1 for outro. If the chain wants to load, here's what it looks like. I'm using a lot less retune speed on auto-tune, though, because I wanted it to be like a little bit more like human. So like it's not like perfectly on tune. As you sit upon the lighthouse, as you watch the ocean roll, as the boats return to harbor, as the moon begins to glow. I wanted to add that kind of like a little bit more real, like emotional element, and I feel like dialing back the auto-tune really helped it out. And also you have like the outro here where I increase my range a little bit. So can we sit together? Can we watch the ocean roll? Especially going after like everything, like if I mute the solo. So can we sit together? Can we watch the ocean roll as the boats return to home? It really cuts through, I think. But yeah, no sub drop. In fact, I don't know why that sub drop is still here, but whatever. Then Goonies solo. Absolutely fantastic solo. He sent me the demo of it while I was at work, and I was like, "Oh my god, Goonie, you are the best ever." Oh my god. So I want to play it through. I couldn't get his solo to fit just using the raw recording, so I had him send over a version that had like all of his compression and limiter and whatnot on it, and I just cut everything above 5,100 hertz and everything below 150 hertz, very sharp cuts. Then on the bus, yeah, just getting rid of some whistle tones and adding delay and reverb. And let's hear it isolated. so good. Again, I listened to that at work, and I was like, my God, Goonie, you did such a fantastic job. Just so good. I'm so glad I was able to get him on Now I Exist. That's a certified Now I Exist moment right there. But yeah, that's the Lighthouse, you know, pretty standard. I don't think I'm doing anything too different on the vocals aside from the auto-tune. Like this, yeah, the standard dip right there, and then maybe getting some whistle tones. Yeah. And yeah, that's the Lighthouse. Now let's move on to the final and most ambitious song of the entire album. This one's most likely going to be a doozy to talk about. It's time to talk about the title track. All right, here we are, the title track. Now this one's probably going to be a little bit of a doozy because this song is almost 8 minutes long, and there's quite a lot to talk about, so let's just get started. First of all and foremost, let's get the guitars out of the way. So, all including rhythm. So at the start, you have the clean plucks. Archetype Nolly, clean every Sunday, going through OCS, the cassette simulator, along with the little plucks. Super like nice and atmospheric intro, adding in those drums as well. In fact, let me go to the drums over here. Also going through OCS. And I didn't bother to render them out so I could fuck with them all individually. I'm pretty sure these are just, in fact, let me look. ML drums. So this is new and standard, but it's only room. Okay. So only room, and then looks like the kick is being sent 4 into room, and then -9 into overhead. Okay, then room and reverb are the only ones that are active. Okay. And then of course, the cassette simulator, one of my favorite plugins. Oh my God, it's just so cool to be able to simulate a cassette on literally anything. Then you got the intro over here. Let me just that lead guitar. Hearing as it like sustains. This is Archetype Gojira on Rich Lead. Okay. Rich Lead preset. Okay. Pretty standard. And then looks like it's, oh no, it's pan 20% right. Okay. Has a lot of gain as well. So if I do this. And then for the second half, got the chugs. Super standard. And same with the bass. I'm not really going to talk about the bass except for this bass down here. This is apparently a second bass amp, and this is actually running. Doesn't look like anything's different here. Maybe the volume is different. Yeah, -12. So the bass here for this little section for the first verse, let me mute all the vocals. This bass right here perfectly goes along with the drums just in a really appealing way. I feel like the bass like amp might be a little bit different too. I wouldn't know though. But yeah, that's just like the one bass bit that I want to highlight because it's the only unique bass. Everything else is just fucking root notes. But yeah, then we got the this bit with the chugs. Chorus. Yeah, pretty standard progression. 0389 maybe, or 0379. I can't remember. Oh, it's actually 0375 or 85. I don't remember. You got the breakdown. Or sorry, the post-chorus into verse 2, then the breakdown. That was so cool. I was trying to figure out what I should put after verse 2, and I was like, what if I did like a slow breakdown, or like a like sludgy kind of thing. Got that China symbol leading it, yeah. But if we go back on verse 1, a few people I think missed this. There's a piano here that I actually played. Like I played that introduces the drums. So I'll play the section. It sounds like it's in the right channel, but it's actually center. Okay. But yeah, I just thought it was like I needed something there to transition. And it was like a piano, like little. Super nice. I feel like it gets hidden in the vocals a little bit. Then for this big stack right here, this is basically all Surge. So this is a free, crazy looking synthesizer, that I found, and I don't fuck with it. I just use presets. Like literally all of these are presets. So let's break down each sound. The first sound you hear in the instrumental break is this. That's smooth dist, running through a little bit of distortion, cutting out all of the high end because cutting out all of that. And then my favorite, the cassette simulator, little micro shift on the third setting to make it stereo, and then reverb. Second thing is the drum loop, which is just ML drums again. I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, so we have kick, snares a little bit low, tom, and then everything else is on the low, and then overheads and room, and then, yep. And then we're making it stereo. Then we are using the the cassette simulator, and then big reverb to make it echoey. And then for the kind of main melody bit, you have the fluttery piano. Achieved by, of course, the cassette simulator. But everything else is the same, like the piano, the compression is like the same. Pro Q, this is what the EQ looks like. And of course, some reverb. Then on the left channel, there's a pad. Kind of filling in that left channel a little bit. Just one single chord moving. In fact, I forgot to show what this was, so let's go in here. This is choir pad thing. Cutting out all of the high end. Just to, you know, make it less harsh. Cassette simulator, then reverb. Then on the right, you have this little lead, which is just another preset on Surge. Organ donor. It's called Organ Donor. Pro Q. Just to get rid of all that. Make it more quiet, you know? Cassette simulator. Because of course. Reverb. And then this bit I feel like gets a little bit lost in the mix, but if you listen super closely, there's a lead here that is affected by pitch. Cutting out low end. And this is radon. This is the patch radon. Or the preset. And what I'm doing there is I played all of these on my MIDI controller, and on the MIDI controller you have the little knob that adjusts the pitch and whatnot. That's what I did. I played the notes, and then just while I was going, I pressed that knob, and it made that kind of woo. Kind of like the Doppler shift effect, kind of. And you put that all together. Oh, and I forgot. There's also wind chimes in the background. Apparently I put OTT on it. But yeah, there's chimes in the background. And then all those elements combine together to create the instrumental break to Now I Exist. Or to the title track. And then there's one more element. If we go back to the guitar, The big, massive, emotional lead guitar consisting of 3 tremolo notes. 3 notes played as on tremolo. It's actually led in by that, but it's like a super reverbed, and it's like led in. So if I solo this, and you listen very closely. Very quiet. Yeah, it's like negative 20.1. I'm pretty sure. So this is richly. Did I move the mics back? I moved the mics back at like the max position they can go. Look at that. They're like way back there. And that kind of leads into the final segment, which of course is the... Real quick, I included like some like I guess like pre-recording noise just to let people know like whenever this bit was going to happen. So and you can hear that in the final master if you just bass, guitar sound. I was like, well, I don't want to scare anybody who's maybe not paying attention, you know? Real quick, let's talk about the main lead. So it is Archetype Gojira on rich lead with delay and reverb. Here's the settings with the speakers. EQ. Here's what the amp looks like. And overdrive, and then nothing over here. And then I'm running it through little micro shift on the 3rd setting. And then Pro Q, of course, to get rid of the rumble and get rid of the high frequencies. And then, yeah, it just goes from there. It's super nice. Like, very nice. And then you'll notice this one up here. This is actually what I created the outro with. And we'll talk about the outro real quick. The outro isn't a pad, it isn't a synth. It is the lead guitar being sent through just a gigantic 100% send of reverb. And then I'm rendering that as audio. And then I'm processing it like audio in the FX bus. So this is the outro. So what I'm doing is we have Pro Q3, just getting rid of that whistle tone. Volume to bring it down while the drums are going. And then at the end, I have repitch bringing it up. So you listen. Then it fades out. That pitch up right there is conscious. It's meant to like insinuate like the listener to like look up because it's a rising pitch value. It's rising in pitch, and it's meant for the listener to kind of like look up at the sky or at the stars, like what the entire song is about. Kind of like a subtle way to incorporate that as the song is ending. And I just thought it was a super dope way to end the song. What else? I think that's it for the instrumental. There isn't really anything interesting on drums except for like the bass bit at the first bit. This is the hi-hat. But yeah, so what else? Oh yeah. Let's do vocals now. So there are a lot of vocal tracks, and there are actually a total of 95 tracks in this for this song. There's a lot of volume automation, as you can see, especially in the post-chorus. But for the first bit, you know, you got the first verse up here.
Pass you by, like the stars that fill the sky. Do you wish to them before you lay your head?
Really clean tone on the first verse, which I thought was really interesting. Then you got the you've never known. Do you listen?
You've never known. You've never known. You've never known.
And I didn't want to fuck with delay, so I just cheated and copy and pasted it 3 times. Then you have Canto's vocals, and Canto Canto is a beast on this song. He is an extremely talented guy. Canto Acrylic. Go check out his YouTube channel and his music. He's so good. But yeah, just listen to these isolated vocals. I'll show you the harmonies in a moment. Just listen to this.
So before you walk away, you'll never know what you will miss. One day you'll stare at the stars while you whisper, now I exist.
Oh man.
And the boy who lives a lie, well, he hates to reminisce. You can hear his broken voice as it whispers, now I exist.
Fantastic vocalist. And whenever I was reaching out to him for the collab, I was like, hey, all I really need is like two pass through the chorus, but if you want to figure out harmonies, you can. He figured out harmonies. Let me get the send in here. This send was all Satan, by the way. Satan showed me this, and it's really cool, so I'll show you that. I'll play it. But listen to these harmonies. He's insane.
You'll never know what you will miss. Stare at the stars.
He's a fantastic vocalist. Like, there's no way I would ever be able to hit those harmonies.
Boy, you live to lie. Well, he used to reminisce.
That fucking reminisce right there.
Reminisce.
Yes! Dude, that just like melts my heart every time I hear it isolated. It's so good.
Broken voice.
Oh man. He's so good. Alright, let me turn off this. Alright. Then we got the second verse, which the second half is super like clean for how I recorded it. Like, just listen.
And the broken will.
So we have the first half of the verse.
And the broken and turns gone. We'll find our way home through the dark.
Like, there's a little bit of phasing there, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Then down here, we have the crowds. I didn't ask for anybody. I think at this point, I was just tired of asking people for things. Like, I just wanted the album done, so I just had to stop. So these are all me yelling the Through the Dark bit.
Through the dark.
With a lot of delay to get that dark repeat. So if I go over to the Killhearts delay, like, what is that? 52% with ducking, finally using ducking. With bounce.
Through the dark.
Super sick. Then you got the Canto chorus again. And then the post-chorus, I was having trouble with the bits that Canto sang here. So I asked Canto if he could sing them, and he was like, yeah, it took him like, I don't know, maybe like 4 days. I don't remember. Maybe a week. I don't know. But when he got into me, I was like, oh my God, finally, we're on the home stretch. Because this was like the final song that needed like the final bits.
I never thought I'd see the day where I've come all this way from facing what's ahead to standing here today. All I wish for now is yeah, and for your dreams to end up true. I made my peace with who I am. If I exist, it's so can you.
And that little scream at the end. All of these vocal envelopes, these are all like sibilances that that even the de-esser couldn't handle. So I had to manually like get rid of these. It was a little bit of a pain, but I think I did it. And actually, this is incorrect. I don't know why that's like that. It's supposed to be like two. It's supposed to be like a little like valley. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, whatever. It worked in the final mix anyway. Oh, I forgot. For the second chorus, there's a little vocal fade-in bit that I did. So if I go up here, Reaper is lagging. Yeah, this project was this project file is massive. Just look at that lag. Oh my God. Okay, effects bus. So if I play the effects bus and go over here.
So before you walk,
Dude, I'm so glad I learned how to do that fucking like vocal lead-in thing. I did it again for the outro vocals, but I'll show you the outro vocals in a moment. This is the whispering for the break. super quiet. But I mean, it has to be quiet because like I feel like the MIDI the break, the instrumental break is really taking the cake, and then the vocals are kind of just like accentuating that by adding like the outro vocals. And this entire second half, and this entire song in general, was inspired by Suicide Season by Bring Me the Horizon. The second half of that song, if you go listen to the second half of Suicide Season right now, you will understand how this whole like song was created. But yeah, and now we're on the outro vocals, and the outro vocals are this.
Time will give your day.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to. Let me go up to the effects bus. Go and solo that because there's a vocal fade in. I forgot. And then it just fades in.
Time will give your day where you can finally say with no more.
This whole outro segment was originally going to be like 2 tracks, but I was having so much trouble with the vocal that I just did 1 track at the end of the day, and I think it works. I think it really works. But yeah, continues.
Give your day.
The lag. Oh my god, the lag. Okay. We got the
You will whisper now, I exist.
at the end right there, hear auto-tune fucking me over. I was doing this part, like when I was recording it, I was doing it very exasperated. So I could sound like kind of like tired or something, like exhausted, like I was at the end of the record. So I think it just worked, and they have the coughing at the end. Super low in the mix. Like if you listen closely, you can hear it in the final master, but it's there. Then you have the scream channels. And if it wants to unmute, this is what these sound like.
You will whisper now, I exist.
Kind of hard to hear in the final master, but it's there. So let me turn off the FX bus so you can hear it all together, and then I think that'll be it for breaking down these mixes.
No more words amiss. You will whisper now, I exist.
And now the lag has become unbearable, but that's the title track for Now I Exist. This is definitely the most ambitious song on the record. 95 audio tracks. So much work went into this song, and I think it was worth it. Plenty of work went into the whole album as well. 10 months of work went into that album. And I really hope that you enjoy the album. If you haven't listened to it yet, I really hope that you do like it. If you have listened to it, I really hope that you liked it. And if you came over here, I really hope that, or for this video, I really hope that it wasn't boring. You know, I tend to nerd out about music. Like, this stuff is super interesting to me, like breaking down the mixes of songs. But I do have the tendency to ramble a little bit. But yeah, that is every single song on the album Now I Exist. Broke down. Their project files broken down. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please don't subscribe. Go listen to Now I Exist if you want. All right, take care, and thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something.